All right. All right. Okay, there is volume. Ugh. Let's see how long it takes. Give the announcement. It's 10 p.m. Max, how are you? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you got my email. I do believe I did, Max. I have kind of just been out of it for the last week. So I've been any subscriber emails I've got, and I've thrown them right into my starred catalog. Maurice, how are you? Dogman UK man. Hey Joe, how are you? Karen, how's everybody this weekend? Happy 4th of July weekend, I guess. Can y'all hear me? Hey Jenny, what's up, Steel Redneck? What's going on, brother? Giant Slayer. All right, good. Live from New York, it's Saturday Nightmares with Jeff Nadolny. What's up, RH? How are you? All right, Max. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Jane, there's the channel's godmother. Stacy Brooks is in the house. I just said hi to you, Stacy. Happy 4th, Karen. Todd, what's up? Good. Yeah, I did. I haven't touched any emails in a while. So I've got them all put away in my starred thing. I got to go through them when I can get my head straight. Michael Middleton, what's up, Dan? Dis. Hey, Suze, how are you, Kyle? Jimmy, what's going on? RH, audio. What do you mean, audio? What's that mean? You guys can hear me, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably on your end, RH, because I have everything good on my end. Yeah, the wildfires are crazy. I looked up the air quality in Glens Falls, New York today, and it was 154, which is higher than any part of the state. It was pretty crazy. Hey, Gina, how are you? James, maybe what's going on? I'm glad you guys are. I'm sorry I started early. Maybe Suze. It's been a long time. I just re-uploaded that. Um, I'll talk a little bit about it later. Max Collins, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I guess we'll just talk about the elephant in the room real quick. I am sick, and the one thing that you guys are going to notice, and I apologize, is I'm going to be short of breath in my uploads and stuff. You guys will hear it. I can hear it in the intro, like when I'm doing the intro, but when I'm just like talking like this, I don't hear it. But with the intro, because it's kind of formatted, I can hear it. Larry, what's up, brother? I texted you and called you. I got your text back, and I'm sorry, I just been wicked busy. They did change my meds. I'll text you tomorrow and talk to you a little bit about that, Larry. Live from Aruba. Holy crap, Rich is on vacation hanging out with us in Aruba. That's awesome. Kevin, how are you? Man, this is cool. Tracy, how are you? No, you're not late, Tracy. You're literally 5 minutes in. Everyone, Gravity Cheeseburger, how the fuck are you, brother? Gravity Cheeseburger loves when I curse. What's up, Scott Baker? Pearl Green, how are you? Welcome to the show. So I got a couple of experiences lined up. And then I got a couple of things we can talk about a little bit. The Topeka encounter. Yeah, that's crazy. Guys, so Rockin' Neff, how are you? Isolated cabin in the Cali Mountains. Please be careful up there. Yes, definitely. Strangeness is surrounding you. Can you ask Victor if he will? Victor is not even around right now. I'm airing old uploads, which I've shared in the beginning of them. I'm getting people associated to him again. Max, thank you again, dude. Wow, thank you so much. Appalachian Tales of Terror. Wow, how are you? That's a cool name. Kimberly Wilson. Ver touchdowns. Greetings from Germany. Well, hello, my brother. Nino, you sexy MFer. What's up, Vang? How are you? All right, so I got a couple of encounters. I got a Army veteran has an encounter up in Maine. I got that lined up for us. I got. Let's see what else here. So, have you guys seen any good movies or done anything good this week? I got a Portal Bigfoot experience. I think you guys will like that one pretty much. Hey, Dallas Hoops, how are you? Nina, A Light in a Dark Place, how are you? Caden, yo, what's up, Caden? Sisu, I have to look into that one. So, guys, do you remember like 4 weeks ago where, hey, Lisa, how are you? Where I had, I made that upload and it was a Dogman and it was like looking behind the bushes and everyone thought it was like the realest thing for the longest time. And then I said, hey, this is actually a movie that a filmmaker named Elias Hernandez created. And his stuff had been put on another YouTube channel, and they had just been like milking it, saying, hey, this is real. And I actually had put his Facebook page in the description and stuff. I showed you who. Well, that same channel has aired it again, and they aired that god awful Max. Holy cow! Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. God bless you, Aramak. How are you? Silver Bullet. Yeah, that's a great movie. Always look at the mouth. If the mouth isn't moving, it isn't real. Absolutely, Larry. So my thing is I wanted to bring this up because you know that god awful AI generated video that it has that monotoned voice, and it says this video is actually drone footage of a Dogman through the woods government. Who released this? Yada yada. And it's got that little fake Department of Homeland Security thing in the video. my friend Elias, makes movies, he actually makes movies. He looked at this and he goes, dude, that's AI as well. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, just like the one where there was that Dogman and like you could see its face and they said like a missing photographer. Um, we have to be really careful because there's with the AI, there's so much that people can do now just to get, that one viral video, um, which is disgusting because if you ask me, the Kirk Stokes video is an authentic video. And I don't care if that ever goes viral or not. I hope it goes viral for Kirk, excuse me. But that's a real video. And it just bothers me that nobody really can see, hey, this guy was in the woods of Kentucky. He had actually filmed this. It is real. You can see its eye blink. It's sitting behind a tree. People talk about it like they call it the elf, like ALF, alien life form. And that's what it looks like, but it's a dog man. And it's just weird that people will believe a AI video and I have no idea how people honestly think that it's real. It's like mind blowing. It's like, can't you see? And I'm often wondering if these people back in Saturday cartoons thought Saturday cartoons were real because they think this stuff is real. You didn't miss much, Sue. It's just a bunch of bitching. That's all I was doing. Hey, Julie, how are you? Sorry, my ears are plugged. I look like a friggin' troll. um, yeah, I got fireworks going out in the back here. Yes, I am alligator horse. I am AI 100%. Um, well, Giant Slayer, she did miss something. She missed hanging out with us for 5 minutes, so it's not she didn't miss anything, brother. People are easily fooled. Yes, yes. Yeah, they did used to think wrestling was real. What's up, Chris Chung? How are you? With Franco? Just got done having some tacos. Yeah, fireworks are everywhere. What would you consider to be the best video or photo of a dog man? Blue. The gentleman that you hear a male Wendigo. Leslie, really quick, hang on. There is such thing as a Wendigo, but a question. You hear of a male Wendigo? That's Hollywood. Wendigo is First Nation lore. It doesn't look like it has antlers. It's not. It's a spirit creature. It's not anything. There's barely any Wendigo encounters that are even talked about nowadays. If anyone says I saw a Wendigo, they're talking out of their ass, and I can honestly say that. There's a museum in Hogansburg, which is the Akasachi Reservation in upstate New York, just outside of Messina. And they have a beautiful painting of the Wendigo because it's Algonquin, Mohawk, Iroquois. It's the First Nation lore, and it is a creature, but it only occurs when a person eats the flesh of a family member while completely isolated. They do not have antlers. They can look like a mist. Can look like the person that that consumed the flesh, only emaciated for some reason, or there in this painting, there is a creature that is white and it looks like a almost like a Bigfoot kind of, but not really. And yes, Max, you definitely can. Um, so yeah, I mean, Hollywood made a bundle off the movies, like we saw Wendigo. Thanks, Steel Redneck. I'm glad you enjoyed that. All right, so let's share this encounter real quick here. Come on, open up. My email won't open. Sorry, hang on. There we go. All right. I'm from a small Midwestern town, and nothing like what I saw happens here, to my knowledge, and is pretty much completely normal. This took place in the fall of my seventh grade year, so around 2016. Even though it was a few years ago, I know that I saw something, but I'm not 100% sure of what I saw. By the way, I'm sharing this first person simply because it's easier. My mom called me up the stairs. I quickly went towards her voice as she began to explain, "Your dad and I are heading out for the night. Do you mind walking the dog before we leave?" I simply nodded in response, clipping in the dog's leash as she continued talking about what they were doing that night. It was late November night and the sun had already set. By the time my mom finished talking, the dog was clipped in and ready to go. I closed the front door and immediately felt chills, not only from the temperature, but from the atmosphere. Not one person was out. It's not that it was late, I said to myself. I had made it halfway down the street when my dog stopped to sniff something on the ground. I looked out the road ahead, nothing but houses and a one stop sign. My brain immediately thought back to a dumb video my friend and I watched trying to scare ourselves in class where, just like me, someone walking looks up to a stop sign and sees a woman staring back, literally standing on the stop sign. I still couldn't shake that creepy feeling as I looked down the road. Then my heart stopped. I'll try my best to describe the horrifying sight I saw. Looking back at me was about an 8 to 9 foot tall, shadowy figure. It was something humanoid with 2 legs. It was tall and skinny. The arms were even longer, reaching the ground, but just as skinny. The body was slightly round, complete with a long, skinny neck, no face. Once again, I say, no face. I was purely terrified. I pulled my dog to run, but she was frozen. I yelled at her, making it hear, then see me in the process. It began to follow us in what I can only call a drunk on a tightrope walk. In response, I ran, cutting through my neighbor's backyard in the process. I slipped and fell, all while running in muddy grass. I turned around, picking my dog up in one motion. It was even closer now. My head was pounding. As I ran with tears in my eyes, turning around, I fixed my grip on my dog and ran for my life. I opened my back door, throwing us inside. "It's going to get me," I yelled as my parents ran to me. Thank God they had not left yet. Truly believing I was almost kidnapped, my dad ran outside. I sat there for the next few minutes, sobbing, trying to explain the events that had just occurred to my mom. My dad walked through the back door, simply saying, "There's no one there." Ever since that day, I've had terrible problems with anxiety and depression. To be fair, it could have been nothing to do with what I saw, but I have to think a small part of it was the pure terror that I saw that day. What's up, Yono? How are you? James Smith, Salty Army. Grego. Ugh. Joe, you got to send me that encounter. Max, thank you once again. I really appreciate it. John, how are you? Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Research for your health. Aramac, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. You know what's weird is, okay, so here's something. While I was narrating that experience, right? I agree, Aromac. So, hey, Double D, how are you? So, what was strange about that encounter is that the person said it had no face, right? But how did it look at them? Do you think they just noticed that its head turned? Do you think that it had a face and they just couldn't tell? You know what I mean? There's a way to. Yeah, absolutely, Lunar. I was just bringing it up, trying to be kind of funny, though. But, like, it's just kind of strange. Glad to see you again, James. Fear can block the memory. Absolutely. Fear does block your memory. I've seen something once in a way that I can never forget. Me too. Me too. Chris in real life. My first live. Well, welcome to the live, my friend. Welcome to the live. Michelle, how are you? Just a warning, Chris, that the lives are not like the regular day shows. We kind of have a ton of fun here. And just, we, really just do anything that comes to our minds and talk about anything. He's doing well, Jane. He's doing well. He's still got the home health nurse with him. She comes every other day now to help my mom with his wound care and stuff like that, but doing well. Thanks, Max. I really appreciate that. I really do. A subscriber sent me a you know what? Where's Thunderbolt? I have not seen Thunderbolt. Has anyone seen Thunderbolt in the comment sections as of late? Yeah, me neither. Chris in real life, I'd love to hear them. I'd definitely love to, interested in anything. Yeah, I've not seen Thunderbolt. I'm getting worried about them. And I don't have their email address because they were supposed to send me a experience. Yeah, he is. Lake Superior Girl, how are you? He is MIA. Absolutely right. Georgia blasting fireworks now. Ginger Beard, how are you? Crystal, how are you? Yeah, I did make an announcement, Crystal, saying that I was going to start early. And that because I just wanted to get some sleep tonight. Have a lot of members here had supernatural things happen to them. I had one at 12, scared the crap out of me. Yeah, to be honest, Leslie, the majority of us have had supernatural stuff happen. I had something crazy happen when I went to the Conjuring house. I have stuff happen in my house all the time. I think that things are ramping up a little bit. We got to get Jane this week. I think I'm going to get in touch with Jane on the 5th. That way we can get an Dogman experience from Jane out on the 6th for you guys. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jeff from Georgia. I'm getting a little worried about them. Because it's not like, I mean, like a fixture in the channel. All right. How come? What the shit? Come on. All right, I'm going to share another encounter. Max, holy cow, thank you again. Ugh. I used to be a witch, a new ager. Maybe T-Bolt did find his spiders. Who knows? Maybe he did like, hey, Marge, how are you? Maybe he did like a Richard Gere and boofed a spider, and he had like just a bad experience with it. No, I hope he's okay. Luke, how are you? Luke Neely. Can you tell me in Maine? I can't, Gina. I can't tell you anything. Sorry. I don't have that capability. Pretty much Dogmen, Bigfoot, and werewolves are in any part of any state. John, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. So they're nomadic creatures. They don't stay in one place. So like when Victor used to say, so like the new videos, the new uploads, or the uploads that I've done recently with Victor, I just shared old ones because they were kind of buried. And so like Victor said, like let's say your town had 4 of this and 3 of that, but in 6 hours that may be different. We don't know what exactly are what. What about wild men, Jeff? What about wild men? Hey Jim, how are you? Jimmy and Jim. Exactly, William. Exactly. No Cat Bussin', what's up? Thank you so much, No Cat. Thanks for showing up in the house for a little bit. I appreciate that. Popping in, saying hi. Any new Black Eyed Kid stories? I will find a couple. I've got a couple things set up on the phone for you guys right now. Good seeing you, Jimmy. I'm glad that you could join us. Yeah, that stone knife is crazy. Thanks, Jane. What's going on, George? Hey, Randall, I got your email, and I will reach out to you sometime this week. I can't give you an exact date, all right? I just know it'll be sometime this week. I promise. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. You want me to, I think I got a couple black-eyed children experiences stashed on my phone somewhere. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. All right, here I got one. Me too. It's hard for me to wrap my head around a vampire being real. Well, here's something really quick about vampires. So, like, I don't think that vampires look like Nosferatu, you know, but I think there are these things like called like energy vampires, the ones that suck your spirit and suck your soul, just suck your life force from you. Hey, Jessa. But I mean, there may be vampires. Um, I think, like Victor said, like vampires were like kind of cultish, Thunderbolt's here. Karen Gross just said Thunderbolt. Where is he? An incubus, yeah. Yes, energy vampires are absolutely real. There's a creature. There's this thing that I talked about a few years ago, and they're called inorganic beings. And so, what an inorganic being is the premise of it. In science, scientists have actually looked into this creature and the premise of it being real. So what they say an inorganic being is it's something that lives on the alternate plane of existence, and it does cross over. Now, it finds a person or a host to hey Adam, to attach itself to. And what it does is it feeds off of the terror and the fear. Thank you, Jamie Lynn. Thank you so much. And it feeds off of the fear and terror of that person. Tom Michael, how are you? So what happens is this inorganic being will find someone, it'll attach itself to that person to drain it of its not energy. Sorry, guys. But fear. And so what it'll do is like it'll present itself like a werewolf or like a crawler. Not necessarily does it look like that, but it takes that form for like the shortest time to feed off of that person's fear. I encourage you guys to look this up and read about it. It's just look up inorganic beings, and it's a very interesting. There's like 2 or 3 scientific write-ups about them. Very interesting, very cool. All right, here. So I got an encounter quick. This is a Bigfoot encounter. One of my sons and I like to hike in the backwoods of Oregon and Washington State. Several years ago, we were on a backpacking trip during the middle of the week to several lakes on the shoulder of Mount Hood. Right at dusk, we had a super heavy something walk into our little hidden camp on 2 feet, shaking the ground. It abruptly stopped just outside of our little tent. Then there was a big whack sound from where it had walked in on us. We were zipped in the tent because it had begun to rain. We sat still because flight or fight had kicked in for both of us. We were waiting to see what the next move would be. We sat waiting for what would come next. Because of being in the woods backpacking for so many years, we've learned to have cool heads and evaluate what we may be up against. Then, out of the deafening silence, there was this answer. Rock clap from the opposite side of the tent. We were now aware that we were dealing with two separate things right outside of the tent. We sat waiting, nothing, no noise, no brush or underbrush, no sniffling, snuffing, just dead silence. Finally, we got out of the tent and saw nothing, since there was only one way out of the camp, and the thing had walked in on the only path out. It was now fully dark, plus a few miles back to where our truck had been parked. I made the decision to stick right there for the rest of the night. We would walk out in morning. I rolled over and went to sleep. I know, strange, but I think the shock of it made me adapt with an is it what it is this point. My son lied awake most of the night expecting them to come back. They didn't. No smell, no noise beyond the two signals we heard coming from different directions. The creepiest part of the whole experience was of this tranquil retreat. What animal arrives shaking the ground, sends and receives a signal, then melts away without a sound? I was so glad my son was there with me on this trip. It was helpful to have someone who experienced it as well. Since that night that happened, my son will straight up tell you there is Sasquatch in the deep woods of Oregon. It was a super odd experience for sure. I live on 10 acres in southern Oregon in the woods. I back up to BLM land that goes on for miles. I am aware of what is out there and beyond our door. I hope to never run into one of these things again on its owned ground. Thank you. California, how are you? Max's laptop's on the fritz. Just Max, we're gonna be here for a while. If you want, just turn it off and turn it back on so you don't have any issues with it, brother. I'm on your TV, Jane? Holy shit. I'm TV star. Just kidding. Sandhoff, how are you? Yeah, that would be cool. Can you imagine going on like a helicopter ride and seeing a freaking Bigfoot? That would be sick. What was that? Rob Lowe. Wasn't back in the day, Rob Lowe had seen like a Bigfoot, I believe, while he was in a helicopter or something. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Sorry, guys. I hear you, Yono. I never had an encounter with a Dogman, thank the Lord. I've had one with a Sabe. That's why I don't go hunting anymore. Yeah, I can't blame you for not wanting to go hunting anymore. Yeah, there was that. What was that? That general or whatever. He had seen a 100-foot long snake in like the Congo or something like that, and they couldn't believe what they were looking at. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I do believe it was Missouri Broad. Max, it was the Congo that they saw that snake. They were military, I believe, right? And they were in a helicopter, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. But I know I found it fairly interesting. Definitely a cool experience to see. I'd love to see one of those things. Just because I like snakes. Sorry, guys. I can't get my breath today. Yeah, and Teddy Roosevelt saw it. A Belgian major. Yes. Roger. What's up, JFA? How are you? Thanks, Randall. I appreciate that. You know, the military has seen everything. They just keep that in. Very true, Jane. I completely forgot about that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct on that. Correcto mundo, as Dora the Explorer would say. All right, you guys want to have a Black Eyed Kids experience? What's up, Brian Cook? Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry for coughing loud, guys. I apologize. My great history, ex-military, Laos, and saw a snake that tree. Yeah, my dad saw some weird stuff when he was in Vietnam as well. My dad was in Vietnam and, well, he was in Laos like 3 years before the conflict started. Thanks, MS. I appreciate it. All right. Did I do this one? Yes, I did do that one already. The military one. Hang on one second. We'll have to find a different one. I apologize. Boop. I try to save them on my phone for you guys so we can have a bunch of them right handy. Actually, normally I print them out, but I didn't have time to print them out because I was doing a bunch of crap. Actually, you know what? We'll do this one. Hang on one second. How'd you guys like those Australian experiences this week that I did? Yeah, they were pretty good. I liked the Australian ones. They were different. They were it gave a whole new different kind of spin on what we're used to with Dogman here. That one where the guy had his drawing was very strange. No, they weren't the Yoes. Oh, as a Bigfoot aficionado, they prefer to be Sabes. I don't know. I've always said, and people like Jane can comment on this. Like, I don't know why people call them Sabe because it's a Native American term. And my whole view is if you're not Native American, like carded Native American, then I don't know. Or you're pretentious, I guess. But that's just my own thing. Yeah, like you know, you're talking about a Bigfoot, and then they're like, "Well, I call it a Sabe." It's just kind of funny. I've always thought that was funny. I'm not picking on anybody. It's just something that I've always thought was strange. Like there's that channel. I don't know what channel it is because I don't watch other channels, but that guy, and he always calls it a Sabe or Sob or whatever. And he's just whiter than cheddar cheese popcorn, you know? And he really has never taught me how to hunt either. I don't think he's ever taught me how to shoot a gun. That sucks because I want to learn how to hunt. I'm just kidding, guys. Captain Kirk does a double jump kick on Dogman. Yeah, he does. Since we talked about vampires, I've got a quick vampiric since we're doing like proper pronunciation and proper names, we'll call them vampiric experiences. And these are actually real law enforcement investigations on vampiric entities. Are you ready? On May 1st, this is actually an old one. On May 1st, 1932, a 32-year-old prostitute, Lily Lindstrom, was discussing plans for the evening May Day celebrations with her friend Minnie Jansen, a 35-year-old woman who lived on the same floor and made her living in the same way. Lily was nicknamed the call girl because she was the only person in the building with a phone. Lily received a call from a potential client asking if he could come over. Lily agreed, and Minnie left her to it. On May 4th, 1932, Lily was found dead in her flat in the Sant Eriksplan district of Stockholm, Sweden. She was last seen alive by her friend Minnie. Minnie said Lily had to her apartment twice that evening, and on the second occasion at 9 p.m., Lily was totally naked beneath her coat. That was the last time she had seen Lily in a couple days. Minnie became concerned after ringing Lily's doorbell and getting no reply. She called the police, who forced their way in. Lily was found dead, lying on the sofa. Her clothes were neatly folded in the chair nearby. Her skull had been dealt a crushing blow. What elevates this case from a tragic to utter bizarre, though, was the fact that somebody had been drinking her blood in the room. There was a blood-stained gravy ladle. Further inspection revealed that the blood had been drained from her body and the killer had used the ladle to drink it. Despite authorities' best efforts, the story leaked. Local press nicknamed the unknown killer the Atlas Vampire due to the city where Lily lived. 80 of Lily's customers were investigated, but no suspects were revealed. Minnie hadn't recognized the voice on the phone from what she heard, but she commented that the man had seemed sober and polite. There didn't seem to be any fingerprints on anything suspicious. One theory was the killer was a police officer who bludgeoned Lily with his truncheon and knew how to cover his tracks. Either way, Lily's final customer was never found. Did I miss anything good? Hey, Desert Fairy Chick, how are you? I know, poor Lily. That's funny that she was called Call Girl because she had a phone. It was 1932. I wonder if because of that case, like that case, is that why we call prostitutes call girls now? Interesting thought. I did that time slip one. Did that Greensboro. Did I do this one? Did I do that one? Yeah, John, I agree. I think maybe it did stick. What's up, Adam Hernandez? I don't know if I said hi to you, but I just did. Yvonne, how are you? Georgianne? I said hi to Desert Fairy Chick, but she didn't say hi to me. Well, there were phones in 1932. There were definitely phones in 1932. Were there telephones in 1932? It was common to see rotary phones in people's homes in the 1930s. So, yes. Teresa, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, they had party lines where the operator was like, doot, doot, doot. I saw that shit on Leave It to Beaver. I know, Desert Fairy Chick. I was just busting you. Leslie, my whole family has had very strange things happen to them. My daughter has seen a dog man, my oldest daughter, with her boyfriend and friends. My youngest daughter went to the Conjuring house with me and had some strange stuff happen to her. We have strange stuff happen here all the time. My dad has had strange stuff happen to him while he worked naval intelligence he retired from the Navy. So, but yeah, definitely yes. Okay. I don't think I shared this one. If I've shared this one, I apologize. Hang on a second. I got to get comfortable. Oh, and I'm really sorry about my throat, guys. Like, I feel like a freaking dipshit. Thanks, Matt Collins. Max, did you bring something back? Yes, Leslie, I definitely did bring something back from the Conjuring house. I really wish that I was more careful when I left. And I wish I thought more. Like, I have Joe, thank you so much. Oh, I can't wait to hear them. That's awesome. Thank you. So, and I know what you meant by saying, did you bring anything back with you? Yes, I did. But I also bought stuff while I was there, and I wish I hadn't. Like I had bought a couple t-shirts and some hoodies, coffee mugs. But I did get some dowsing rods. These are my dowsing rods from the Conjuring house. But they have a well that is in the basement. And that's their water source. And so they were selling that water in these little containers, and I bought two. I wish I didn't. And they're now outside in my backyard. But the most amazing thing I ever caught at the Conjuring house was in the basement where the well is. There's a story of the crooked neck lady. And I had my SLS camera out. My daughter and I were downstairs. We were doing we use each piece of equipment, and then we use the SLS camera, and there's one stick figure, and then there was another stick figure next to it, and it was all discombobulated, which then led me to believe that there's the crooked neck lady. Yeah, Jane, you remember that. That was really a crazy experience. My daughter and I were baffled at what we had seen. It was a really cool experience. Yeah, I've got them. They're buried in my backyard. Actually, they're not in my backyard. They're in my neighbor's backyard. I put them in my neighbor's backyard. Because I'm an asshole like that. Yeah, we got a big storm coming in too. Supposed to be raining all day today, but it didn't. So I wonder if my neighbor has some shit going on in their house. They're like, what's going on? Why is this going on? I don't know. It's like it's an apartment building. So there's like 6 apartments in there, and they're all like little dirt bags over there. So I hope something's going on with them. Leslie, I've had my own Dogman experience. That's why I started the channel, and I've been researching it since 1994. So yes. Drink the water and embrace the darkness. Absolutely, Mothman. Absolutely, baby. Randy, how are you? Marge, you see it in the ghost. Yeah, you'll see it in the Ghost Hunters, LOL. All right, so here we go. I live near Greensboro, North Carolina. The date that this incident began was 6/18/2022. 2 weeks after moving to the address, I witnessed trees in the park behind my home moving. Did I share this one already? No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Either way, I'm going to share it. And if you heard it already, I apologize. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina. The date was 6/18/2022. 2 weeks after moving to the address, I witnessed trees in the park behind my home moving as though there was a huge, heavy being moving from one tree to the other. But I couldn't see anything visible, though I know that this movement was not caused by the wind. Since then, I've seen a variety of strange, unreal things that I would never have imagined ever seeing in real life except on sci-fi films. I've tried to take photographs of these anomalies, but nothing is ever captured. I've used digital cameras and old Polaroid, but to no avail. There is something outside in the trees, and it is not squirrels. I can feel them watching me, and have seen these neon green eyes staring back at me from inside of the thick tree cover, where they try and hide and blend in with the leaves on the top of the trees. Something is definitely wrong here, and it really frightens me. I know something has come into my home and assaulted me with scratches on my back and left a blood red scab at the base of my skull. It was as though I was punctured by a sharp object, such as a needle. I did share this. I'm convinced that the government and other officials in the community know about this activity. I have collected some hair evidence that I know is not human. The hair is far too thin and wispy, and the color is a greenish hue. I don't know what to do. Someone suggested I reach out and share this. I never in my wildest dreams would have ever imagined these things are actually real. It's difficult for me to accept. Oh. Yeah, shadow people are really freaky. Have you guys watched that? We talked about it last week. The Ghosts of Carmel, Maine, and that is like probably some of the best evidence of a shadow person I've ever seen in my life. A light in the darkness, the person assaulted in their home and didn't see anything. Yeah, they did not. Dark waters ever go. Yeah, investigate. James and I live like states and states away. We've done shows together, but we talk like every other day on the phone. We've never done anything. We're planning on doing something here in the future. We want to do a paranormal investigation at the Myrtle Mansion in Louisiana, and probably go to Taylor, Mississippi together. But yeah, that's about it for that, right? With me and James. If he didn't live so far away, we would probably be doing stuff together a lot, because he's pretty much my best friend. The Dead Files is a great show. I do agree with you there. Seen in effect NP effect HO. Yes. Ever. I've gone to the Whitehall Convention 11 times in my 47 years. So yes. Jeff, would you ever? Absolutely. I'd love to go to Skinwalker Ranch. I definitely would love to go there. Um, and I'd love to just honestly do like I would treat it like a paranormal investigation. I wouldn't treat it like I was going to look for cryptids. Um, just because of the fact that I don't think too many people have gone in and treated it like a haunted house or like a haunted land. There's obviously something going on there, but it's very cool. My great grandmother called them buffalo wolves. That's not the first time I've heard that, Tara. That's cool. Her mother and father had to fight to keep the doors closed one winter. Buffalo. Tara Turner, would you mind emailing me and sharing some of that experience with me? Because I'd really like to hear more on that, please. No, I don't know where Lilydale is, Raj. My best mate is living. Oh, God. Never hear much about Pine Bush. I've heard about Pine Bush, but not too much of the other. That area in Utah has off energy. Yeah, absolutely. I had a subscriber who reached out to me. He was actually Ute, which Skinwalker Ranch it butts up to the Ute reservation. And the person that I spoke with, my subscriber, we were talking about, how the Navajo would use skinwalkers or black shamans during the Ute Wars, the Navajo Ute Wars, where the Navajo pretty much slaughtered almost all of the Ute out of that area. And that's part of the biggest reason why it's referred to as Skinwalker Ranch. Oh, Joe, we're going together. He's not going by himself. Me and James are going together when we go. Yeah, I'd imagine the ley lines there. I'd imagine the ley lines intersect on a lot of the paranormal locations. Hey, Doris, how are you? Joni? Buddy is sleeping in his chair right now, probably in front of the AC. Thanks, Johnny Wild Wrangler. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's hot. I woke Buddy up earlier today. He was sleeping on my bed, and my AC wasn't on in my room. And like he was sweating. He was panting like a dog. I'm like, Buddy, come on. Sometimes he thinks the fireworks is thunder, so he'll run and hide. Why do dowsing rods work? Max, that's a good question, and I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I know they don't work because of magnetic attractions, but they may work. Are you still doing things in the Pine Barrens with dark waters, or is that off? JFA, I wasn't going to the Pine Barrens with dark waters. I'm going with somebody else. And that would be Paul Patterson Jr., who I'm going with. And as of right now, it's off because of my health. So just really quick, Max. So no, you don't need to say you're sorry, JFA. You didn't do anything wrong. So, all right, you can see, like, you hold them like this, right? And they want to cross for some reason. So I'm just going to, if there's a spirit in my room or in my home, please uncross the dowsing rods. So there's nothing here, but it's weird because they don't cross normally. they really don't normally cross. They usually, like, I'm going to hold them differently. They usually sit like this, especially when you're holding them like, and I didn't do that. You guys, they're weird. They're hard to do. They're not really hard to do. Jeff, what do you think happened to Roanoke? Jeff, you didn't ground them first. I ground them first. They're already grounded. What do I think happened to Roanoke? My own personal belief that happened to Roanoke is that I think quite possibly, and I thought about this, and of course I want to spin like a cryptid to it, but I don't. I think that I think what happened was some serious black magic, Native American black magic. I honestly, I don't feel like they were attacked by a cryptid just because of the carving croton on the tree. I think it was Native American attack for them being there. And that's just my own belief. You know, like, I don't really think, hey, Rooster, I don't really think like everything has a cryptid or paranormal connection. A lot does, but that's just my own belief. Or a portal. Yeah, great. That's a good answer. Good answer, Jeff. What's up, Terminal? They all bought a timeshare and moved to Key West. Bet your ass they did. Hey, Donna, how are you? Soldier, what's up? Yeah, I said that. They found that croton, Croatan, or something like that, was carved into a tree. So I honestly think that was like them saying, "Hey, Native Americans attacked us." Maybe that's what they called this like other native tribe, and I think I heard something about that, but I'm not sure, and I'm not gonna like say I know for 100%. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. You say strapped in the woods, Jeff? Mega, yes, I do. Yep, 100%. Aramac, thank you so much, and you're absolutely right. Kylie, how are you? Thanks for joining us tonight. I don't have a 7mm. Oh yeah, they did. That's right, Soldier. That's right. That's right. I forgot all about that. They did. They just found the CRO. Awesome. You're right. Thank you for yes. Hi Rita, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. My family are doing well. A Canic 9, John, and a Caltech shotgun, a Caltech KS 7. Yeah, you're right, Soldier. Absolutely. My mom as well. My mom as well. My mom's a very strong woman. She's got to be to put up with her whole family crashing down around her. What's good, Juno? Swords don't run out of ammo. You're actually. Did you guys see that machete that Ken sent me? Holy crap. The thing's a beast. I'm gonna literally, it's got like this like shoulder thing. It's awesome. Rockin' steady. I said today it was our air quality in Glens Falls, New York was 154. And I looked around the surrounding state everywhere from the city over to like Buffalo and up to the border of Canada. And we had the highest poor air quality ever. It was funny. I was like, wow, we really live in a shitty location. Pearl, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. You guys are blessing me. Thank you. Jeff, you should get rid of the water from the Conjuring House objects. Even water. I don't have the water. The water's not in my property. It's buried in my neighbor's backyard. So I'm not going to touch it again. Ow. Awesome, Rooster. Awesome. Thank you. David, how are you? Hope the machete can deter spirits as well as criminals. Me too. Maybe I should get it like blessed. Bring it to my local church. Pull it out. The priest will be like, "Bless this, please." He'd be freaking probably drop a deuce right in his drawers. Elisa, how are you? I don't know if I said hi to you, but Elisa Blue, how are you? Mark, what's going on? That would be funny, wouldn't it? Lemon and honey slightly heated. Yes, yes. I have just black tea right here with lemon and honey in it. Jeff, you seen the shoddy revolver called the Citizen's Defender? If not, look it up. I'll check that out. I will definitely check that out. You know what's weird is water is programmable. Yes. You know what's weird is like the tea bit with the honey and the water and hot water too. My mom used to drink hot water, just hot water for some reason. But I find like when my throat is like this, if I drink a fresh Coca-Cola, it helps. And it's weird, and I'm not like lying to you, but it's weird. And you want to hear something funny? My grandpa worked at a cement company, and when they used to clean the pipes at the cement company, they would pour not like a can of Coke, but a lot of Coke into this pipe and like have these balls that would smash up, and it would take care of it. Either way, Kyle Santiago, I'm not touching it again. It's under the ground, and I'm not touching it. Coca-Cola it is medicine. First of all, it tastes way better than Pepsi. Pepsi tastes like Smurf piss, if you ask me. And Coca-Cola is just like, it's just got this like homey, just goodness to it. You know, it's like the nectar of the gods. Coca-Cola. Right there, that should be the new Coca-Cola ad. The nectar of the gods. Coca-Cola. Oh, I don't drink, Joe. I don't drink, so nope. Oh yeah. They use the cocaine as like a flavoring agent, and they still do use it. It's not like back in the day. Dogman UK man. Coca-Cola was invented by a soda jerk, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, lemon oil. Huh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Cold pressed oil. Huh. Juno, okay, thank you. Diet Coke is good. I like Diet Coke. I'm not like, I just can't drink Pepsi. I used to do Mountain Dew a lot, but Diet Coke is not bad. I drink Coke, Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, Dr. Pepper, um, and then I like Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow is the shit. Pepsi is a huge no. I don't know, dude. If someone's a Pepsi drinker, I don't know if they can be trusted. You know, I'm just kidding. If there's any Pepsi drinkers out there, I love you just the same. I'm only teasing. Little bit of Dr. Pecker. Ooh, Mellow Yellow in a glass bottle. I have not had Mellow Yellow in a glass bottle in so long. You're absolutely right. It does taste like dirty ashtray water. It's like I would rather drink hot dog water than Pepsi. What's up, Troy? How are you? Diet Coke gave you lesions? Jesus Christ. Yes, Marge, you're absolutely right. Doctors would the Coke syrup back in the day. Mellow Yellow. You guys remember Tab? Tab in the pink can? Oh my God. My cousins used to drink Tab all the time. I had these two anorexic cousins. They were like 5'8". They both weighed like 92 pounds. And they'd always have a Tab can in their hand back in the freaking 80s. They used to make me watch like Charles in Charge and shit. I'd be like, oh my God, no. Squirt, yeah, Squirt was decent. Yes, the Nitro Coffee Coke. Yes. Oh, pear cider. Oh, geez, that sounds actually good. I like pears. Didn't Donovan do a song called Mellow Yellow? They call me Mellow Yellow. That was Donovan, right? Donovan was awesome. Can't have a pop without a chocolate bar. Moxie. Isn't Moxie a Southern soda? I remember Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley was a pretty good show. What was that other show that had the two girls in it? They were cops. Cagney and Lacey. Remember Cagney and Lacey, guys? That was a pretty stupid show. Mork and Mindy, yeah. Aspartame was banned for decades. Yeah, it was banned for decades. Jeff, do you think we are in the end of times? What's your opinion on that? A light in the dark places. I think we are at the precipice of it. I think like, okay, so I think the beginning of the end of time has been going on for a very long time. Like, our lifespan is nothing compared to like time, like if you draw that line and you look at, your 10 years or whatever, and it's nothing compared to like 100 years. So I really think like, even though I say we're at the beginning of it, I think there's years behind us and years in front of us. I think it's going to be a very long time before the end of humanity or the end of whatever happens, but we are in something. We are in a bad state of humanity. Kane, I saw you delete your thing. Kane said Fall Guy. Kane wanted to talk about Fall Guy. Fall Guy was the greatest show. I saw you delete it and then retype it. Fall Guy was kick ass. I loved the truck. Wasn't it like a Dodge or a Chevy? It was a Dodge, I think. We are in a change, Bible wise. Yeah, it was a Chevy. Lee Majors was. Def Leppard was good. A-Team was. Dude, they had the Mini 14 in the A-Team. That was a great little gun. Din, 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 din. Zeppelin's awesome. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get another encounter. Gravity Cheeseburger. I don't know about Lee Majors being hot because I'm a dude and I don't swing that way, but I guess he might be good looking. He's certainly no Burt Reynolds lying on a bearskin rug in Playgirl, though, is he? Airwolf was awesome. RH, we last week was crazy. Last week was just absolutely insane. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, here. I'm just trying to find an encounter real quick. All right, guys, real quick. Smokey and the Bandit was good. Thank you, Pearl. I appreciate that. God bless you. What's up, Moose McGrew? The greatest American heroes. Yes. What was that show? Was it The Greatest American Hero or whatever? The guy with the curly hair, and he, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. And he flew, but he didn't fly very good. What was that show? Do you guys remember that? Was that The Greatest American Hero or whatever? Yeah? All right. I thought that was. I almost bought the box set of that. I was pretty upset that I didn't. I was going to buy it one day, and I waited, and then I went back like a week later, and it was gone, and I was pissed because it came with the cape. I would have had the cape. It would have been so cool. Get Smart was pretty funny. Back in the day, remember Nick at Night when they had the good shows? Nick at Night. Throw some counters over here. Here. Bigfoot. Still looking for a good one for you guys. I want to make sure that you guys have a good one. Pac-Man. Pac-Man was a great game. My mom and dad still have my Atari 7800. And I have the ET game. The stupidest video game ever created was ET for the Atari game, and I still have it. And it was one of my favorite games to play. I don't know why, but it was. And Smurfs. I liked playing Smurfs on my Atari. Cannonball Run was awesome. Aquatic. I did that one already. Just trying to get a good one. What about that new video? That video, there was who talked about it? Where that like freaky girl, people are like, and this is an actual Wendigo, and it was a chick playing. We talked about it like 2 weeks ago, eating some like kind of weird freaking whatever. All right, here we go. I got something good. No, that's not that great. I gotta make sure I get a good one for y'all. Hogan's Heroes was great. The 80s were the best. Whoa, Duck Dodgers. Buck Rogers, Dark Shadows, the original Dark Shadows. What is this? Trying to look for a really good one here. Oh, this looks good. Here we go. I had an encounter with disguised as a robot. Family Robinson in my backyard. That's creepy. Young Frankenstein was awesome. Oh my God, they'll never make movies like that ever again. All right, here we go. I live in Germany now, but this incident took place in southern Brazil, in the state of Parana in 2021. A brief summary of how I ended up in this situation. In 2020, I discovered I had cancer, so I had surgery, chemo, etc. for a few months. I finished treatment in 2021. I was in the bath and felt something strange. The surgery site had ruptured after 5 months and was oozing pus and blood. I despaired. My dad has a quarry with an open mine of about 120 meters in diameter and 20 meters deep. It is a place far from the city, about 8 kilometers in the middle of the woods with some family farms nearby. Well, I love the place, so I decided to go there and think about what to do. I was afraid to restart treatment. I was afraid that maybe the cancer had come back with a vengeance. There is a place where the crushing plant used to be, exactly where the trucks unload for the grinder. To take advantage of the force of gravity, it was located on a slope of a ravine about 30 to 40 meters high with an incredible view of the horizon. I parked my truck there and I lied on top of it and watched for shooting stars. I don't know exactly how many hours later, but it should be something like midnight. I heard footsteps slowly coming toward me. I was armed with my pistol, but left it inside of the truck, and I was in the back of the bed. All I had was a piece of wood lying there. At the time, I was scared of this being a criminal, as we've had problems with thieves stealing machine parts and such. But this individual came right from the side of the cliff, and it was impossible for anyone to walk up. I even went back to check it out later. My second thought that it may be a jaguar, because I had been lying down for such a long time, whether it was a jaguar or a criminal, it might have thought that I had fallen asleep. As the steps got closer, I deduced that it was already on my side. I looked without moving my head and didn't see anything that was the height of a person. So I jumped with the piece of wood and screamed because it had been an animal. Then I saw something I had never seen anything like before, and I get goosebumps just writing or even thinking about it. It was a humanoid figure, completely dark brown. It had no eyes, no mouth, no ears. It looked like thick smoke. It walked very clumsily, as if twisting. When I jumped, it still hadn't finished climbing. I froze. It finished the climb. It passed by my side about a meter away. When I jumped up and screamed, it did absolutely nothing. It passed by me and followed the opposite path I took to get there, left the road, and entered the forest. I retrieved my gun from inside the truck. It walked for a while and came out again in the clearing. It started moving toward me. The night was very clear, with an almost full moon. When it got nearest as it come toward me, I started shooting. I shot 10 times. I remember that I still had 12 rounds because when I arrived, I had fired a few shots. I landed all the shots as it approached. It didn't do a thing. It didn't seem to hit anything. At that distance, I'd never missed. Then it stopped and went back into the bush. The rest of the night, it walked in a semicircle about 50 meters from me in the woods, out of the clearing, and into the woods on the other side. When dawn finally came, it entered the forest, and I could hear its footsteps in the distance. I've grown up here. I know every inch of it. I'm 32 years old. My childhood and youth were spent walking around here, going into the forest. You've never seen anything like it? When I asked my dad, he said that it was not good to go alone there at night because there is something strange. He had come that early morning because they were looking for me since I had left without warning, and I left my cell phone at home. He figured I'd be here. Chud is the greatest movie in the world. Gravity cheeseburger. Okay, Gravity, this is your homework for next week. You've got to watch Chud. I gave you your homework 2 months ago almost, and you still have not watched it. I think you can watch it on YouTube if I'm not mistaken. But you have to watch it by next Saturday or you're going to get reprimanded. I know you did, Joe. Did you like it? Joe, where did you find Chud? Gravity Falls is enlightening. Sunshine Badger, good job. Did you like the movie? All right, it's on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime, Gravity. Let's see if I can find another, if I can find it for free somewhere. Chud. All right, where to watch? Where to watch? Oh, they got it on Tubi. It's on Pluto TV, and it's on Amazon. So it's on Tubi or Pluto. Attack of the Killer Clowns was a great movie. The cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. Or just a really bad YouTuber. Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles kind of reminded me of Deliverance is a wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. You know what is just as good as Deliverance, and I always liked it because it reminded me so much of Deliverance, was Southern Comfort. Do you guys remember that movie? It like fit with Deliverance. Deliverance and Southern Comfort were two perfect movies to watch together. Jimmy Lightspeed, have a good night. Jody Bateman, what's up, brother? Jimmy just says bye. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is a classic C movie. It doesn't even constitute as a B movie. It's just straight C movie. What's up, Gray Jill? How are you? So anyway, they changed my medicine this week, and I've had nothing but headaches since they changed it, and it's just sucked. What's up, Robert Sharp? How are you? Jacob's Ladder was a great movie. You're absolutely right, Crystal. Rogue Status, what's going on? Headaches are the worst, but like, I don't know. I asked my doctor, I was like, hey, is this going to be like, is it going to be normal? Like, is this going to be a constant thing? And he said, probably. So I'm going to have headaches for a while now, I guess, which sucks. But what can you do? What can you do? Okay. All right, I got a Shadow Man encounter. You guys want a Shadow Man encounter? Yes, no, maybe. Shadow Man. Kane, yes. Rockin' Steady, yes. Meds do suck, Fang. Meds do suck. All right, here we go. Here we go. Shadow Man. Shadow Man. When I first saw the Shadow Man, it would have been about 8 years. I would have been about 8 years old. My family of five had just moved to a 3-bedroom house around the time when my youngest brother was 8 months old. I should mention that this house was in a well populated neighborhood, not in a countryside. This house had a large basement that was split long ways into two sides. One side had a laundry room in the far back, a bathroom, a round mirror right outside of the bathroom on the opposing wall, and what we called a toy room next to the stairs. The other side was a family den. The stairs to the basement separated these two sections. I hadn't been in that house for more than a week when I had first seen it. It was in the basement. I was in the basement getting something, either a book or a toy, I don't recall. It was around late afternoon. The light was streaming from the front of the egress windows. At first, I thought it was my dad, but I quickly realized that this figure was not only a head taller than he was, but thinner as well. It also didn't have a reflection. If I had to give an estimate now, I'd say it stood maybe 6.5 feet tall. It was not thin like some depictions I've seen. The one I saw that day had the typical fleshed out proportions of a man. At this point, only a few seconds had passed by. I just stood there staring at it. I had a pit in my stomach and knew, even though I couldn't see its eyes, it saw me as well. I can't emphasize this enough. It was not a human. I was alone in the basement. The light coming from the windows didn't seem to cast any shadow onto it. There's no face, no clothes, no indication of a three-dimensional form. The thing almost looked like it was a hole cut in the fabric of reality itself. The sense of dread and fear that filled me was something I'd only experienced while facing these creatures. I can't explain it, but something deep down told me that it was a male. Something also told me that was evil. It said nothing, it just stood there. I took a step back and suddenly it charged at me, taking incredibly long strides. The way it moved made it contort. Its legs, especially, looked like they were getting longer. It reached out to me. The hand was as big as my face. It was only 3 feet away from me. It moved at an incredible speed. I started to scream, and I ran up the stairs. I ran out of the basement so fast that I actually had fallen when I reached the main hallway. I told my parents. My dad was skeptical, but obviously he looked and found nothing. Mom said nothing about it. A few days after this event, in the evening hours, my sister and I saw one sitting on the sectional in the couch in the living room while we were walking to the kitchen. It was sitting where my mother would sit in the corner of the sectional. His legs were long. The minute it noticed us, my younger sister saw it and screamed. It left the couch in one human-like motion, ran up the wall. My mom was in the kitchen. My dad was at work. That very night, I saw one at my baby brother's nursery window, pressing its face against the glass. I knew this one was not a person either. My neighbor's backyard light was on, so this one, much like the first, was completely black like a shadow. My dad went outside with a flashlight. My neighbor joined in the search because they thought it was a pervert trying to spy on the kids. Nothing was found, no footprints at the window, no one fleeing the scene, and no prints on the glass pane. During the next 3 years, my sister and I would mention these continued sightings to our parents. Each time I was told it was nonsense and to stop terrorizing my other siblings with ghost stories and lies. My younger sister mentioned her own sightings that I had never witnessed. I don't know the details. My mom eventually caved and admitted that she saw them as well, primarily in the basement. She begged my sister and me to stop talking about them so my brother wouldn't be frightened. She even took us downstairs to pray over the space so that they may leave. Well, right around the time my brother learned how to talk, he mentioned playing with the dude. The dude would play with him often. Apparently, no one else would. He described it as a tall, dark figure, but this one was apparently neutral toward him. He mentioned him for years until he turned 9. Then he stopped talking about the dude completely. My parents divorced when I was about 12. My mom and her new husband had 2 more kids. The older of the 2 boys, M, was about 4. He started talking about what we'd call the shadow man. The shadow man was neutral toward M. I'm now in my 20s, and I've kept seeing them throughout my life. It's pretty infrequent now, admittedly. When I see them, there's still a great dread when they just drift into the walls without approaching me. I added a quick illustration to this email of shadow I saw the first time. It seemed to ooze pure evil. I hope this really makes sense. Sorry for the misspellings. And then I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys this is the, I don't know if you guys can see, this is the drawing that she drew. Fresh rosemary on steak is amazing. What's up, Robert Sharp? Stop reading from the Necro Bible. Aromac, I agree. It does look concerning. Nino, you just keep looking sexier and sexier every time you come. 96 at 73 here. Yes, Powers Booth was in Southern Comfort. Dude, are you guys excited? Is anybody excited about that new movie Oppenheimer? John, the book is done. I wrote the book myself. Victor stopped completely. He got it taken down by YouTube, or not by Amazon, and it took me about a week or a month to get it done. I've been working on a week of punctuation and stuff, but I haven't worked on it in about 4 or 5 days. Yeah, it does look good, MS. It does. Meg looks pretty good too. MASH was good. Breaking Bad was good. I loved Breaking Bad. Constantine 2? Oh, shit. I heard staff member got shaken up after watching it. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. I cannot wait to see it. Prison Break was a good show. Sounds of Freedom. I'll have to check that out. Oh, is that with Johnny Strong? There's a new movie with Johnny Strong in it that looks pretty freaking awesome. I'm currently Jeff, how is the new Walking Dead? How is that? Is that good? New Johnny Strong movie.
Warhorse 1.
Warhorse. Guys, Warhorse 1 looks awesome. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Sound of Freedom. Okay. Sons of Anarchy. Dude, I'm into the Mayans. I love the Mayans. The Mayans is like my favorite show. Jeff, it's pretty good, especially when you have walkers falling off the top of buildings. Yeah, that looks cool. What? There's only you've got 3 episodes out so far? That is hilarious. Fitting live from New York. You like that, Lori? Sinners and Saints was a badass movie. I really like that movie. What was that movie Johnny Strong was in with the vampires? And he's got the SOCOM 16 in it. He's like, blah, blah. That's a great gun. Apocalypto was great. Yeah. Hey, Chief Nosewetter. How are you? Yeah, I got to look at this Sound of Freedom. I have not heard it yet. That's how little I know anything. I'm an idiot. Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom is a 2023 movie directed by Alejandro Gomez Monteverde, starring Jim Caviezel, Eduardo Verastegui, and Mira Sorvino.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, that looks good. Tigger is sleeping in front of the AC right now. Where is a great movie? My friend Jim, I've got a really good friend of mine. He lives in Connecticut, and he used to be the videographer that filmed all of Ed and Lorraine Warren's paranormal investigations. And he loves the movie Where. I had never seen it, but he turned me on to it, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, it's hot, Kelly. It is hot. I'm in my small room. I'm in my jail cell room. This is my room that I'm in right now is 6 feet by 11 feet, and it is hotter than hot in here. That's right, because I am the real thing. I'm like Faith No More, the real thing. Anybody that listens to that band will know that's one of their songs. That's why it was funny. Howard the Duck was a great movie. No, his name's Tigger, but I call him Buddy. I don't have two cats. If there was two cats here, Buddy would eat the other cat because that's what he does. He's a dickhead. Drop Dead Fred. Cobwebs. What's up, Quinn? How are you? Johnny Strong's a musician? I didn't know that. They is good. They is really good. Yeah, you're right about the ghoulish figures. Strange Brew. When the dude falls in the freaking pit and he pisses. John, it's W-E-R. W-E-R, like werewolf. W-E-R. That's the movie. There's a new Dracula movie that's coming out too, where he's on a boat. That looks really good. Elisa Blue, you've got to be my age then if you remember Strange Brew. I'm 47, so. Well, thank you, Pearl. I appreciate that. Doug and Bob McKenzie. That's right. Yeah. Anyway, really quick. This is the book, Phantom Messages. If you guys want to read a good book, it's by my friend Jimmy Pentanito. And he, like I said, Jimmy Pentanito was the videographer for Ed and Lorraine Warren. And he wrote this book. And it's chilling phone calls, letters, emails, and texts from unknown realms. Jim knew Father Malachi Martin and stuff like that. You guys got to check this book out because it's a badass book, to be honest with you. Oh, okay, MS. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's a great book. If you can find it, Kathy, I recommend getting it because it's amazing. Amazing. Never saw the movie Gargoyles. I remember the cartoon. What's the book? It's called Phantom Messages. Great book. Michael, have a great night. Thank you for joining us. It is Dogman TP hunting. He met Father Malachi Martin. He's in the movie Hostage of the Devil. But Jim is an amazing guy. Really down to earth person. And this book is like it's a compilation of all of these very strange communications from beyond the grave. It's freaking sick. That's right. He was in Black Hawk Down. I forgot. Yeah. Dude, his gun in that vampire movie was the SOCOM 16 or the Springfield. I love that gun. He's got it suppressed. Oh God. It's like a beautiful woman. You got to just appreciate it. Or if you're a woman, a beautiful dude. Either way. Dogman TP, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. It may be. It may be. Jamie, so you saw Hostage of the Devil. He was in the movie. He was getting filmed. He was getting filmed. No, Jane, we're talking about the book. We're talking about Phantom Messages, Jane. Yeah, I never knew Art Bell, so I don't know if I miss him. Light in the Darkness. What is the strangest cryptid that you are convinced 100% exists? What I saw. That's the only thing. Other than that, the guy from down south that told me that he had seen, like, he lived in like Appalachia, that he had seen this like large insectoid cryptid. Hey, Melody, how are you? Art Bell was in the movie as well. Yeah. No, Robert, it was like a almost like a beetle kind of. Damian Bloodstone, yes, from what I've heard from people that have known them, yeah, they were wonderful people. Uh um Lorraine Warren actually had a psychic conversation with a Bigfoot. It was pretty crazy. You got TNJ, Jeff. What's TNJ, Rooster? I don't know what TNJ is. It's a true book. It's Carl. It's a true book. Oh, my ear behind my ear hurts. I think it's my it's since my headache, to be honest with you. And if I like pop my ears, yup, skunk ape down in Florida. No, this is Carl. It's an actual book of different experiences, from the graveyard to Facebook. Sean Austin, White Plains, New York. Calls from an abandoned office at a Bridgeport, Connecticut. A vanishing patient from room 18 out of Vernon, Connecticut. It's just a whole bunch of really good, little creepy experiences. Old Stinker in UK, you're absolutely right, Dogman UK man. Well, I'm glad you are, Enki. I'm glad you're here. Great. Gravity, have a great evening. Thank you for joining us. Rooster, just email me and I'll give you my address. Jeff, what countries or pieces of land have no laws like Antarctica completely off the map? I don't know. There's a town in California that does. I'm not sure. I really never checked anything out like that. Just down the road from me is Old Stinker. It like the what's that? The culvert that Old Stinker was supposed to live in. Crystal, no, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. My grandma on my mom's side are from Florida. I see a correlation between skunk ape and my relatives. Of the original. Jamie, I was reading your thing. The original, you got a Exorcist, the diary. What was that? Jane, who are you talking about? Are Jane and Damien? Are you guys talking about the Warrens? Enki, that juvenile Dogman is a joke. Right now, to be honest with you, any footage on YouTube that I've seen is either AI or is just fake. I've not seen any good footage. The only honest to God footage that I've ever seen that was believable for me, and I never do this because I always say it's up to you. But the only footage that I've ever seen that has convinced me 100% that is real is Kirk Stokes. Wow. Why am I seeing Josh Turner on HBO Max? I don't know. T. Neal, how are you? He had one of his subscribers reach out to me to have me on his live stream, and I'm like, no, thank you. Donna, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Absolutely, Jane. Absolutely. I'm not sure. Oh wow. They actually had him in a TV show? Why? Oh my god. Yeah, he like dude, the guy used to talk shit about me for like 2 years. Like absolute, he talked so much crap about me. And I never even talked to him. I never even said a word about him either. And all of a sudden he's talking like just this total trash about me. And now he wants me to be on his show. And I'm like, why would I be on your show, dude? I don't want to be on your show. Like, I don't know you. I don't particularly care for you, so I'm good, but thank you. Mothman, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm not sure, Quinn. I'm not sure. Yo, no. Yeah, probably, Charlie. Probably. Larry, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, you know? Why does Dogman look in windows? That's just creepy. Um, Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Why Dogman look through this is my opinion on why Dogmen look through windows is I want to say, and I'm this is my theory. I don't know why. I don't think anyone else knows why. But I think more or less for like a chilling effect to really scare people, you know, like just to, hey, I'm here, like a peeping tom, you know, like a pervert, you know, they're just creepy. And we don't know. They may be doing something below the windowsill. Just don't look down because you might see something you don't want to see. Little Dogman Red Rocket. Charlie Knight, Jesus. They do. They feed off of fear. But you know, dog. Oh, Jeff, you ever heard about Werewolf of Grimsby, UK locals? Yes, yes, I have. Dogman UK. That I did a show about that one once too as well. Chuck Norris, how are you? Yes, MS. Do not look down. Do you believe in other cryptids? Like yes, yes, Aramac. Yes, I do. Um, to be honest with you, I think, oh, fuck. I think I believe in if someone tells me they saw something and I think about it enough and I can put some sort of rationalization behind it, I believe in it. I do believe in mermaids. Obviously, I do 100%. Loch Ness Monster. I believe in the Loch Ness because um, I live by Lake Champlain and Champ is there. Um, the Goat Man, I do because I've had a subscriber, Luke and Jeff, both have had encounters with one. And Mothman, absolutely, because there's been way too many um, experiences out, you know. Thanks, Sandhoff. I appreciate it. Red Rocket, young. Chuck, Jeff needs a refund on the bottled water. TW, you know that, brother. uh yeah, I think if my own opinion on Champ or the Loch Ness Monster would be a plesiosaur or giant eel, Dean. I agree. But either way, whatever aquatic creature is, they're very big, and I don't want to play with them. Sherry, that was very scary, wasn't it? That was scary as heck. It really messed him up for life, too. Joe, probably. Yeah, Joe, Michaela, absolutely. I think Bigfoot may be the same, but I think Bigfoot are more curious than a dog man. To be honest with you. Jeff, if a person encounters a dog man in the woods, should they try to kill it? No, no. Try to get out of the woods. I mean, if it's going to attack you, yes, at that point. But I don't think that you're not going to put up a good fight with a dog man. That's just, so get out of the woods and call it a day. If you get out of the woods with your life, you're best. Jamie, I agree. They were not sexy. Mermaids, mer creatures, in my own eyes, I think mer creatures would be probably one of the scariest looking things. I don't think they have tails and they look like this hot chick with clamshells over her titties. I think mer creatures are like just like an aquatic demon. What's up, IE native? How are you? Yeah, yeah. They're a super predator. Supposedly, Carl, per Victor, werewolves do talk. I've never heard one talk, so I don't know. I'm just going about what he said. Chris Coffee, or Coffee Chris, have a great night. Thank you for joining us, my friend. What's in store for the future? A lot, actually. Lucifer Jesus is in the house. I didn't see him. There he is. What's up, Lucifer Jesus? Yeah, that one was crazy, Enki, when the hiker walked up on the Dogman doing the old deed. I wonder if they were doing it doggy man style. Where's T Neal? I didn't see T Neal come in, but I saw you guys say hi to her. Have you considered doing a meet and greet? John, maybe someday, um, when I figure everything out with my health, which I do have. I have I think I've got faith. So I think someday I'm definitely not going to charge. If I ever do a meet and greet, hey T Neil, how are you? Where's Libra Poet? If I ever do a meet and greet, I will not charge for it unless like we have to rent a hall or something. Um, because no, the new Dracula movie is not with Nicolas Cage. The Renfield one is, but there's a new one that's like he's on a boat coming across the sea. Anyway, really quick, if I ever do a meet and greet or something like that, I would definitely have Dark Waters come. I would have Tim Baker, Kumbo Baker come. A few other people, and I wouldn't charge. Hang on one second. Hi, boy. Hi. Oh. Hi, boy. Boy's here. Boy, say hi. Say hi, boy. Hey, boy. Buddy. I just don't think like, my own, I don't think like a paranormal con or a cryptid con should be like $100 a ticket. I think that we should, if we're like renting a hall or something, but I don't think people should make money off of sharing information. Hey, buddy. Oh, you go, boy. You go, boy. Can you guys hear him breathing? What? Jesus. I think they like you better than they like me, bud. Huh? Yeah, like the Elk Lodge. Thank you, Elisa. He is Mr. I just kissed him on his forehead and I got a freaking mouthful of hair. You go, boy. I'm trying to get him to open his mouth so you can see his teeth. His teeth are huge. Meet at Lake George. Yeah, we could do like a Lake George at Fort William Henry. Maybe that's something I'll work on. Not for a while though. Pearl, he's a Maine Coon cat. He's a Maine Coon cat. What? I do. He's my best friend in the whole world. Maine Coon cats are the great. Look at him look at me. You go, boy. You go, boy. Oh, Enki, he's definitely my mascot. Yeah, he purrs loud. Nicola, he does not like water at all for some reason. He hates water. Jeff Kahn. What? You go, boy. You go, boy. Something non-cryptic that's always fascinated me is the Titanic. Something's wrong with that. Yeah. I was talking to a guy. I got my hair cut the other day. Yes, his meow is very loud. He's very talkative. I was talking to a guy when I got my hair cut the other day, and we were talking about the sub and stuff like that. And supposedly, the guy who ran the sub committee and all that crap, supposedly he was supposedly he had gone up to Antarctica or something. I don't know. Have you guys heard that or not? What? You're a good boy. He is a big hairball. My cat is a very big biter. He likes to attack me. He has attacked me probably 6 different times, maybe 7. And he's caused tremendous amounts of pain because he's an asshole. Huh, you're an asshole. Yeah. So the 4th of July starts early down here. Like it's World War II. Bonk. All right. Bye, buddy. Good boy. It was entered as a bobcat. Screenshots. He's still perplexed. 2 feet. What did I miss? Fox Network's Werewolf. No, I don't remember that. Irony is the story of the Titanic foretold. Yes. Yep. Dogman versus Carolina Reaper. If the Dogman eats the Carolina Reaper, I think the Dogman will be okay. But if we could get someone to boof the Carolina Reaper up the Dogman's tutor hole, I think the Dogman would be screwed. What are you doing? Tossing your salad, buddy? Fucking hog. He's over there. He's such a scumbag, dude. I'll have to check that out, Moose. I hopefully I can find it. Thanks, Randall. I appreciate that. Hot cross buns. Tutor hole, the old dirt button. Thanks, Raleigh. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. I really do, Frankie. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna do one more story, and I'm gonna end the night because I'm getting a little tired and my neck is starting to hurt. So I apologize for ending it a little earlier than normal, but I started it earlier because I wanted to get some sleep. So thank you guys for understanding. I appreciate it. Just bear with me and let me get a good one for y'all. Rockin' steady. Have a good night. Have a good night. Pops, how are you? Okay, let's see. Just bear with me for a second. Humanoid. Fucking head is killing me. Near. Near. Here we go. This will be interesting to end the night with, okay, guys? All right. My partner and I were walking home from the grocery store in October of 2022. It was 6 blocks from the store to our home along a busy street in our small Ohio city. As we were walking and chatting, we both observed two men smoking cigars on the side of the road. We pass them and they both look at us. They start making weird comments. They seemed aggressive. We both had the feeling it was somehow directed towards us. We don't look back and we keep walking. At this point, we both realize everything has gone very quiet and there are no cars passing us anymore. The cars up ahead aren't moving. We can hear music coming from the cafe at the end of the block. Then someone on the other side of the road that we can hear but not see is completely freaking out and screaming and just going crazy. Everything felt so unsettling to both of us, and we comment on the quietness and how it was so odd. We reach the end of the block where the cafe is, and it's like we had been thrown into a wall of noise. We suddenly hear cars. They all start moving past loudly. Bikes start going by, bells ringing, and basically all of the city sounds come back in full force. It was so incredibly bizarre to go from this unnaturally unsettling quiet to everything being back to normal suddenly. We spoke about it and both experienced this in the exact same way. I also had an inexplicable feeling that we had been at a different time at that moment, not sure why. It was just a feeling. We walked home feeling a bit unsettled, and also two guys that we passed on the street who look exactly the same with the ones that were messing with us, with the messed up, freaky, inhuman faces that gave off extremely aggressive vibes. We again had the same feeling. This isn't right. We get home, and our son acted like we had been gone for ages. I checked my phone when we had checked out at the grocery store, and the walk that usually takes 10 minutes took over 30. I don't know what happened, but even a week later, I felt shaken by it. I actively avoid walking down that same block for the past 2 months. It seems so small, but we are totally freaked out by it. It was all just so wrong and sinister feeling. So they kind of like went through like kind of like a glitch. There was like this glitch that happened. All right, guys. Um, 2.5 hours. Not a bad live stream. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna hope if I feel better next week, I'm going to do it at the same time, midnight next week. I just want to get some sleep. So, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next Saturday. All right. Happy 4th of July. I'll always be, you'll always hear me every day still, but thanks, guys. Yes, please do. Nicola, thank you. And yes, you have a great week, guys. I'll see you next week. And I really am going to try to get some rest this week. I get bored and I don't know what to do with my time. So anyway, God bless and thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for everyone who blessed me with gifts and stuff. So be safe and 4th of July, if you're going to parties, promise me something. Don't drink and drive. Get a ride. All right. I don't want any of you guys getting hurt. All right. I love you guys.